Hello and welcome to my guide on how to kill the Corporeal Beast without taking any damage. So let's get into it. Okay, so for starters, let's talk about the gear that we need. I'd recommend Void Melee set for accuracy and damage, as well as various other things like Torture or Fury, Dragon Boots or Primordial Boots. And I use a Mythical Cape for Crush bonus when I use a Dragon Warhammer spec, and a Fire Cape for all the other weapons. I also use a Dragon Defender here for accuracy, and I use a Berserker ring. You can also bring a Tyrannical ring for the Crush bonus for the Warhammer, but I'm kind of lazy and I just use the one ring. Now for the weapons, you're going to need a Dragon Warhammer, an Arclight, a Bando's Godsword, and a Zamorakian Spear. But I also recommend bringing a Crystal Halberd for speccing the boss when you start the kill. Moving on to the inventory, nothing too fantastic. I have a Super Combat Potion so that I can get my stats up, a Brew just in case I get hit a lot, 2 Super Restores, some Karamba Wands for tick healing, and then the rest sharks. And I leave 1 space free so that when I go to a two-handed weapon, I don't have to worry about dropping a shark or eating a shark. Now I have this blue square marked here. This is just for my Teleport to House spell I use. You can also bring House Teletabs, but I just like to bring the Rune Pouch and Teleport to House. I think it's a little bit quicker than breaking the tab. Now, to do this method efficiently, I recommend that you have an Ornate Rejuvenation Pool in your house, as well as a Jewelry Box, which you can use to teleport to the Corp Cave. Get out of here, Leo. And for some Runelight settings I like, go to your Menu Entry Swapper and check the Jewelry Box feature. This makes it so that your left click on the Jewelry Box takes you back to the previous destination. And another good Runelight feature to have is the Special Attack Counter. This will count the amount of specs you've done with the various weapons on Corp, so you know when you're ready to start the kill. Now, one thing you need to be wary of when you're killing Corp is getting crashed by people. Basically, it takes about 10 minutes or more to set up all the different special attacks so that Corp is ready to be attacked. And in that meantime, you don't want a team to come and basically take the kill from you once you've done all the work. So just try to find a nice inconspicuous random world like 357 where hopefully you won't be crashed. If you go to a busy world, you might have a lot of people taking your kill, and that's no good. And also I'd recommend high melee stats, like attack and strength mainly, just so that you have an easier time landing special attacks and doing damage. Okay, so the gist of this method is that we're going to attack Corp by landing 4 DWH hits. Then we switch into Arclight. We're going to hit 20 Arclight attacks. Finally, the Bando's Godsword, we will do a total of 200 damage. And as you can see in the top left, it's going to count how many times you've hit with the various weapons. And for the Godsword, it'll count your damage that you've done to him. Once you get to that point, his stats will be basically completely lowered, so he won't be able to damage you. Except for he still has a very low chance to hit you with magic, so I leave Protect from Magic enabled even after I'm done speccing. And after I land my final special attack with the Godsword of 200 damage, I go back to my house one more time to get special attack for my Crystal Halberd. This lets you hit 3 times, 30% spec each time, and it does a ton of damage to him with 2 hit splats per attack, and lets you start the kill off sort of quickly. So let's hop into it and get a kill. Okay, so I hit my Super Combat, turn on Preserve, Piety, Protect for Magic, and then I just go into the cave and use my specs on him. Now, at the beginning of the runs, you have to be careful because he can land some attacks, and if you're not careful, he might spec you out or kill you. But once you're out of special attack, all you have to do is teleport back to your house, use your Ornate Pool, and then go right back to the cave. And his stats will stay lowered as you do this, but he will regenerate health. So, but that's not the main point about his health. It's really about getting the specs to land so that once you've done that, you can kill him. And if I land this special attack, which I did not, once I land 4 total, there we go, that's 4. Now I'm going to put on my Arclight, Fire Cape, and spec him 20 times. So I'll see you there. Okay, and there's my 20th spec, as you can see, landing my 4 then 20 specs. Now I'm going to switch to my Bando's God Sword and get to 200 damage on him total. Although the damage won't stay, the spec reduction from the damage will. Now, this is going to take a little bit longer than you might expect because Corp has a special feature, which is basically that every weapon does 50% damage to him, so half as much as it normally would, except for a halberd or spear on stab. So that's why we need the Crystal Halley and the Zamorakian spears to actually do effective damage to him. Everything else only does 50% damage. So let's get him to 200 damage here, and then we can start the kill. And we're now over 200, so I'm going to teleport back to my house one more time, get my spec back so that I can use my Crystal Halberd specs and start the kill off. Crystal Halberd's also really good, just in case you get crashed. It helps kind of ensure that you can do a lot of damage, like as you can see there, hits twice, gets big hits. Now also something you want to look out for is this core. I believe the way it works is it has a 1 in 8 chance of spawning anytime you do more than 32 damage, I believe. So all you have to do is basically walk 2 squares away, like every time you attack, so that you get into this little rhythm with it, because it will start to leech your health, and I believe it like drains your health and gives it to Corp. So just do this, and yeah, you're golden. Now you just finish out the kill and see what you get. And then once my spec comes back to 30, I like to Crystal Halberd spec again. See, 50-50, as you can see, you can really get some beefy, some chunky hits there with the Chally. So pretty chill. This is cool if you do it in like a duo, even a trio. You know, you can do it solo, but if you want it to go quicker, hang with some buds, kind of work together, you know, communicate about how many specs you're at, and have a good time. Okay, so let's see what we get. White berries, okay. So not phenomenal, but yeah, there you have it. That's basically how you kill Corp without taking any damage. So it's a pretty fun, chill thing to do. You can come test your luck, see if you'll get the Elysian Sigil or something like that, which is you have about a 1 out of 500 or so chance to hit the drop table for those, and then it's like 3 out of 7 for the Arcane and the Spectral, and then 1 out of 7 chance for the Elysian. You can make some big money. Alrighty, so I hope you enjoyed my guide, and it helped you learn how to kill Corp without taking any damage, and I wish you the best of luck. Let me know your Corp KC in the comments down below, and if you've ever gotten lucky with a spec drop. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that hecking like button if you enjoyed. Have a nice day.